things going to play out. Cincinnati Bengals on the road at the Minnesota Vikings. This is now just 3 points in favor of Minnesota. 42.5 is our total here in this one. Nobody cares about the line that I got that you can't get anymore, but I have Cincinnati on the other side of 3 in this one. I didn't get it, Noops. I mean, I understand it's Browning versus Wentz, but Browning has at least had a decent amount of experience playing in this offense, knows this team very well, has at times looked competent. I cannot say the same for Carson Wentz, who, by the way, only got picked up a few weeks ago by Minnesota in this thing. For them to be over a field goal favorite's crazy. I mean, if you had to make me bet this thing, even at the number of 3, I think I'd still be taking the 3 points with Cincinnati, mainly because I don't know what's left in the tank with Carson Wentz. I have no idea if the guy can play in the NFL anymore or not.
You hit the nail right on the head. I think the market is struggling to evaluate a quarterback situation that is not quite as murky as maybe it seems. Like you said, Carson Wentz, the backup quarterback for the Vikings, has not played a serious football game in some time. Joined the team well after training camp was over, has not had a lot of time with these receivers, with this offense. Now, it's Kevin O'Connell. He's a genius, and we know he can pretty much do whatever he wants with quarterbacks at this point. But, gosh, I'm really struggling to see how Carson Wentz, behind a beat up offensive line. Again, as I mentioned earlier in the show, the Vikings really have a bad look at injury report here on both sides of the ball. The offensive line has a couple pieces that are beat up, might miss the game defensively. It's really rough. They're missing some key pieces here. So I don't understand why people are so down on Jake Browning. Now, he threw a couple interceptions coming into the game last week against the Jaguars, but I think he was told to sling the ball around. That's what the Bengals needed to win that game. So you take your risk there. And apologies to whomever shared this stat with me. I can't quite remember to give them credit, but somebody looked over, I think it was the last 5 or 6 years in terms of PFF grades and things like that. Joe Burrow was the 15th best quarterback. Jake Browning was 16th. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Jake Browning is just as good as Joe Burrow, but I don't think it's that big of a difference here. And I would have this game pretty close to a pick 'em. I'll happily take the Bengals +3. Hats off to you, Matt, for jumping in early at 3.5. I still think this is a great number. And don't be afraid to play the Bengals money line either. I think they can win this game outright.
I am with you 100% on them winning outright. The defensive losses for Minnesota just compound what we might get out of Carson Wentz as well. So I like Cincinnati in multiple different ways here in this one.